Hello everyone, my name is Shubham Malani and today I'm going to present vertical farming presentation for you. So, what is vertical farming? Vertical farming is the practice of growing crops in vertical stack layers. Instead of farming vegetables and other foods on a single layer, such as in field or in a greenhouse, this method produces food in the vertically stacked layers, commonly integrated into other structures like skyscrapers or repurposed workhouse. So, how does this technology work? Vertical farming works using the Controlled Environment Agriculture Technology. It stands for CEA. So there are four critical areas in understanding how vertical farming works. One, physical layout. Crops are cultivated in stacked layers in a tower-like structure. Number two, lighting. A perfect combination of natural and artificial light is used to maintain the perfect light level in the room. Number three, growing medium. Use aeroponics or hydroponics instead of soil. Peat moss or coconut husk and the similar non-soil mediums are common in vertical farming. Four, sustainability features. It uses various sustainability features to offset the energy costs of farming. For example, it uses 95% less water than normal farming. So the application of vertical farming. Vertical farming is the future of farming. It is very helpful in urbanized cities because they don't have enough land to farm. Normally, our food travels 1,500 kilometers, which can be reduced. It helps to farm locally, which reduces the sources that put into the transportation. And we put a lot of input in the transportation because that is one of the highest carbon producing factor that we have right now. So structure of vertical farming. So this is the idea of general structure of vertical farming. It's not all vertical farming should be like this, but it is an example. So this tower has 37 floors and it is enough to produce food for like 15,000 people. So 25 floors are solely for crop production, three for aquaculture, three for environmental regulation, two in the basement for waste management, one for cleaning and growth trays, sowing and the germination, one for packing and process, and the one for sales and delivery. So this is the overall structure of vertical farming. So establishment costs. These costs are expressed in form of annuity based on an average land price in Berlin. As per the number, we can see the initial cost is much higher, but it can be produced much more than normal farms. So as you can see, the total cost for building and equipment is over $155 million. So at the beginning, it is very expensive. And the variable cost, overall, it costs around $5.8 million a year to make all the production and keep the vertical farm running. The different costs. Financial costs. Financially, vertical farming is very expensive. It takes around 155.3 million to build it, and annual variable costs are around 5.8 million, which everyone cannot afford. You need to have like big company or like big association to build your own vertical farming. Labor costs. Labor costs can be much higher due to the concentration in the urban center where wages are higher as well as the need for more skilled labor. Automation might help to reduce the number of workers, but many things need to be done by humans. For example, hand pollination. Labor cost is approximately $1.5 million a year. Social cost. Vertical farming is a people friendly because it has a controlled environment, so we don't have to worry about outside weather conditions. They are also in urban area, which helps people to stay in touch with other people more. Ecological cost. Vertical farming has the potential to significantly increase food production while reducing the environment footprint of the agricultural sector by reducing land, water, chemical, and fertilizer use and increasing overall efficiency. So comparison of vertical farming and the traditional farming. Land productivity of vertical farming is twice as high as traditional agriculture. Taking additional into account that only um, 0.25 hectare on which farm is built are needed, the total yield increased 516-fold compared to traditional agriculture through vertical farming. As you can see, the total average of all crops in vertical farming, it produces like 71 tons per hectare, and the normal field produces 28 tons per hectare. So that is almost vertical farming almost produces 2.5 times more than the regular farming. So who uses this technology? Currently, only few big companies can use this technology because of its cost and maintenance. Air Farm is one of the biggest vertical farming companies. It was established in 2004 in New York, but now they moved to New Jersey. So, what are the problems does vertical farming solve? Vertical farming mainly solves nine major problems. One, water shortage. Two, deforestation. Three, biodiversity loss. Four, soil erosion and desertification. Five, access to fresh and healthy food. Six, dwindling numbers of farmers. Seven, food transparency. Eight, price stability and regular access to fruits and vegetables. Nine, food on the Mars and moon colony. Advantages of vertical farming. Number one, increase crop production. It helps to increase crop production by a lot in same amount of land. Number two, less water use. It uses 70 to 95% less water than normal cultivation. Number three, solve world hunger. It is established that world population will be 9 billion by 2050, and we need to produce more food to feed all of them. Number four, protection from unfavorable weather conditions. They are grown in controlled conditions, so outside weather doesn't affect them like a normal cultivation. Number five, less chemical use. It requires much less pesticides and chemical use because of enclosed area. Number six, healthy food production. It can provide more fresh food in urban area because of less travel distance, which means more healthy food. Number seven, job opportunities. It can create a lot of job opportunities in urban areas in agriculture field. Number eight, environmental friendly. It can reduce transportation, thereby reducing cost, energy, and carbon footprint. Disadvantages. Problems with pollination. It occurs in a controlled condition, so no pollinators can do the pollination. So hen pollination is the only way for the vertical farming. Two, economics haven't yet to be established. Economics have yet to be established. The financial feasibility of this new technology remains uncertain. Financial situation is changing, however, as the industry matures and technology improves. Labor costs. It can be very high because of its urban location and it can affect the overall production cost. Number four, too dependent on modern technology. It is totally dependent on lighting, maintaining temperature and humidity. Losing power only for a day can destroy many plants in the vertical farming. And here are all the references that I used for the presentation. Thank you, everyone.